Good evening, and thank you for tuning into Lewis University Television Network. Today is Thursday, November 6, 2025. I'm Brandon Najera.
And I'm Christian Kluver.
First tonight, nearly 5 million food stamp recipients will not receive benefits in November. This is a result of the plan of the Trump administration issued Tuesday to comply with a court order. The Department of Agriculture said Monday that it would issue partial benefits this month by tapping into the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program's contingency fund, after two federal judges said the agency was required to do so. According to new analysis, some families receiving assistance make too much money to receive the partial benefits. The courts also gave the USDA the option of shifting other money to SNAP to pay full benefits in November, but the agency declined, citing risks to other nutrient programs.
Graphic video shows the moment MD-11 transport aircraft operated by the UPS erupted into flames shortly after takeoff, leaving at least 12 people dead after the UPS cargo plane went down Tuesday evening at the Muhammad Ali International Airport in Louisville. First responders scored the reckless victims Wednesday as crews poured water on the scene. The latest victim recovered and is believed to be a child. Kentucky's governor has declared a state of emergency in Louisville. Passenger flights to and from Louisville has resumed, but only one runway is currently open.
A historic moment in New York City. In one of the city's most closely watched elections, Zoran Mamadou has emerged victorious, promising a new direction for the city and sending waves of excitement and questions through the political landscape. He ran on a bold affordability platform that energized young voters with promises including a citywide rent freeze, free and faster bus services, and universal childcare. His victory also marks several firsts as he becomes the city's first Muslim mayor, South Asian mayor, and the youngest at just 34 years old. Supporters and critics are already reacting, Democrats viewing the win as a sign of rising progressive movement, some Republicans, including Donald Trump, labeling the movement as communist. In his victory speech, Mamadou declared, "This city belongs to you. The future is in our hands."
Effective tomorrow, a major disruption taking off at major U.S. airports as Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, has announced plans to reduce capacity at dozens of airports across the U.S. amid concerns of flight safety during the ongoing government shutdown. The FAA and the U.S. Department of Transportation and targeting 40 high-volume markets, leading to further 10% capacity cut at each airport. Reductions will be gradual, starting at 4% tomorrow, as they will slowly increase towards 10% mid-next week. While the full list of affected airports hasn't been formally published, it's expected to include major hubs such as Chicago, O'Hare, LAX, Hartsfield, Jackson in Atlanta, and airports in New York and the Washington, D.C. area. Airlines say they're working to adjust schedules and notify customers.
Maryland officials provided an up-close look at the progress being made at the site of the Key Bridge rebuild on Wednesday. The test pile program involves massive cranes, a gigantic hammer, and 12 220-foot steel piles. The piles are being driven into the bed of the river, where they want to put the foundation. Two of the East Coast's largest rotating cranes are at the site of the rebuild due to the size of the piles. Engineers say they've driven 8 of the 12 piles so far. The test pile project should be completed in early January. Maryland Transportation Authority engineers say the demolition parts should be completed early next year. Up next, international news. Stick with us.
It is a new day for jobs and careers, and the skills needed to compete are rapidly changing. This is why more students are choosing Lewis University. Lewis prepares you for emerging opportunities in some of the most highly sought-after fields. Higher education is the most crucial investment you can make in your future. Lewis provides you with a lasting education that will launch you towards success today and strong growing careers of tomorrow. Begin an education that will pay dividends for a lifetime. Learn more at lewisu.edu.
Thank you. Protesters in Mexico are taking to the streets for a second consecutive day to demand justice and call for an end to violence. This comes after the assassination of a mayor who was a strong critic of organized crime. Carlos Manzo was gunned down Saturday while attending a Day of the Dead festival. He was the mayor of Uruapan, often called Mexico's avocado capital. The 40-year-old had expressed fears about safety, saying just 2 months ago that he didn't want to be another crime statistic. Mexico's president is promising justice.
A powerful earthquake has rattled northern Afghanistan, killing at least 12 people. The 6.3 magnitude quake struck near Mazar-e-Sharif, one of the most populated cities in the north of the country, early Monday. Health officials put the early death toll at 12, with at least 180 people injured. In Sagamin province, near the epicenter, the National Authority for Disaster Preparedness said the quake struck at around 1 a.m. local time, impacting parts of the north, east, and west. Afghanistan has endured a series of earthquakes in recent years that have caused thousands of deaths, and the USGS models estimate the shaking from the quake could result in hundreds of fatalities. The Defense Ministry said Monday the exact number of the casualties was not yet known.
Rome's prosecutor's office has opened an investigation after a medieval tower in Rome, Italy partially collapsed Monday morning, twice. It happened during renovations of the structure. After the initial collapse, at least one worker was trapped under the rubble and another was critically injured. Later, another part of the structure collapsed and dust from the fallen roof debris hit firefighters working on site. The structure is now being monitored to check for further collapses.
One man is in custody after a violent knife attack on board a train in central England. UK police say 11 people were hospitalized after Saturday's attack. 2 people are in critical condition as of Sunday morning. British police say investigators have ruled out terrorism. Police say after getting emergency calls about the attack, the train made an unplanned stop where armed officers arrested the suspects. Authorities say the East Coast Main Line is one of the UK's busiest and most important trade routes.
3 Chinese astronauts have been forced to extend their 6-month stay in space over concerns their ship may have been hit by debris. The trio was due to return to Earth Wednesday and had even handed over the symbolic key to the Chinese space station to a new crew. No alternative dates have been given for the return of the trio, who blasted off from the country in April. China's space agency says the impact analysis and risk assessment are underway. Next, your local news. Stay with us.
Years, WLRA has been on air showcasing countless students. As the first all-digital college radio station, Lewis University students are given access to industry-leading equipment. Equipment that commercial stations utilize, equipment that creates, and equipment that brings radio to life.
I like WLRA because it gives me the opportunity to get experience with news broadcasting and working with radio.
Stop by De La Salle 210 or at WLRA Radio to get started on your radio career.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Representative Natalie Manley's office in Romeoville is continuing its luggage drive for foster children, delivering nearly 20 new suitcases to Casa of River Valley this week. The drive strives to give children in foster care dignity by providing suitcases instead of the usual garbage bags when they move. The Village of Romeoville offers storage space for donated luggage until it's distributed. The organization reports more than 500 children enter foster care each year. The drive aims to make a small but meaningful difference. This continues an ongoing community partnership that Manley says is vital.
The Lockport Township Park District is hosting a magical themed trivia night at Prairie Bluff Golf Course. where fans of Harry Potter can don their house colors, bring wands, and test their knowledge of all 7 books and films. The event is set for November 19th, with doors opening at 6 p.m. and trivia beginning at 6:30. Costumes are encouraged, and special food and drink menu will be available with a two-item minimum per guest. Reservations are required, and all ages are welcome to join in the fun. The Park District says that the event is part of its fall community programming series.
As Halloween and the fall season wind down, local events in the Lockport area are keeping community spirit alive. The Park District's upcoming trivia night and various recreational programs offer family-friendly fun as the weather turns cooler. Residents are encouraged to check the community calendar for additional activities through November. Organizers say these events help maintain local connections beyond the spooky season. Community leaders emphasize that staying engaged helps promote stronger neighborhoods year-round.
A fall living history program is coming to a local preserve near Romeoville this weekend. Volunteer reenactors will showcase 18th century artillery demonstrations and voyageur life as part of a special historical encounter event. The experience is designed to teach visitors about local heritage through interactive learning and outdoor fun. Organizers say it's a great opportunity for students and families to experience history firsthand. Participation is free, but advanced registration is recommended. Up next, entertainment with Michelle Stahl. Okay, who is running the television?
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
It is a new day for jobs and careers, and the skills needed to compete are rapidly changing. This is why more students are choosing Lewis University. Lewis prepares you for emerging opportunities in some of the most highly sought after fields. Higher education is the most crucial investment you can make in your future. Lewis provides you with a lasting education that will launch you towards success today and strong growing careers of tomorrow. Begin an education that will pay dividends for a lifetime. Learn more at lewisu.edu.
Kim Kardashian is calling her relationship with ChatGPT toxic. During an interview with her Allsfair co-star Teyana Taylor, Kardashian revealed she used the AI chatbot to help her study for the California bar exam, and she's now blaming it for her failing score. She even admitted she sometimes gets frustrated enough to yell at it. Allsfair is Hulu's new legal drama following a high-profile divorce law firm starring Kardashian alongside Naomi Watts, Glenn Close, and Niecy Nash Betts. The series is streaming now. A federal judge has officially dismissed actor Justin Baldoni's $400 million countersuit against actress Blake Lively. The case was closed Friday after Baldoni's legal team failed to follow up with an amended filing. Earlier this month, the judge warned both sides a final judgment was coming soon. Baldoni had sued Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, alleging extortion and defamation. That previously tossed in June was a countersuit to Lively's original lawsuit, which is still moving forward. The trial focused on alleged on-set misconduct by Baldoni is scheduled to begin in March of next year. Actor Jesse Eisenberg is making headlines for an incredible act of generosity. The social network star announced Thursday morning on NBC's Today Show that he's preparing to donate one of his kidneys to a complete stranger. The 42-year-old says the surgery is set for mid-December and he's actually excited about it. In a follow-up interview, Eisenberg explained that he's donating because it's essentially risk-free and so needed. Right now, about 100,000 Americans are on the national transplant list, most waiting for a kidney. so his decision could truly change someone's life. The trailer for the 5th and final season of Stranger Things is finally here. The hit sci-fi horror show picks up in the story of fall of 1987, and things are already looking intense. Co-creator Ross Duffer says this season is shaking things up. It's starting with everything already upside down. Usually, the show eases into the supernatural elements as the story develops, but this time it's chaos from the start. Fans won't have to wait too long as Netflix will begin streaming the final episodes on November 26th. Age is clearly just a number for one Florida woman who's proving the sky's definitely not the limit. Meet 86-year-old Kim Noor, who just completed her 999th skydive. Noor made her very first jump back in 1959 at just 18 years old after forging her parents' signatures to do it. She took a break in the late 60s to raise her family, but returned to the skies in 2003 with a new mission: to hit 1,000 jumps. That big milestone is set to happen this week in Lake Wales, Florida. Once she lands, she'll earn the United States Parachute Association's prestigious gold wings and probably a well-deserved celebration too. Up next, health. Stay with us.
For over 50 years, WLRA has been on air showcasing countless students. As the first all-digital college radio station, Lewis University students are given access to industry-leading equipment. Equipment that commercial stations utilize, equipment that creates, and equipment that brings radio to life.
I like WLRA because it gives me the opportunity to get experience with news broadcasting and working with radio.
Stop by De La Salle 210 or at WLRA Radio to get started on your radio career.
Some Haagen-Dazs ice cream bars are being recalled over allergy concerns. The recall is for these dark chocolate mini ice cream bars that are sold in a 6-count package. Haagen-Dazs parent company Dreyer's Grand Ice Cream says the product may contain wheat, which isn't disclosed on the packaging. The FDA says the ice cream bars were sold at Kroger and Giant Eagle stores in 31 states. They have a Best By date of January 31st, 2027. So far, no illnesses have been reported. A team of researchers is sounding the alarm about a potential hazard from prolonged use of a popular supplement people use to help them sleep. A study finds long-term use of melatonin may be linked to a higher risk of heart failure. Researchers looked at the medical records of tens of thousands of adults with chronic insomnia who took melatonin for a year or longer. The study revealed those patients had a 90% higher risk of heart failure over the next 5 years. That compared with people with similar symptoms but who didn't take melatonin. The study's author notes the team's research can't prove a direct cause and effect between melatonin use and heart failure. The author and other experts agree more research is needed before declaring melatonin a risk. The research hasn't been peer-reviewed or published. It will be presented at an American Heart Association event within the week. According to the National Institute on Aging, changes in the brain occur years before the first symptoms of Alzheimer's disease appear. Doctors say physical activity may be one of the keys to prevention. The presence of beta amyloid and tau proteins are hallmark signs of Alzheimer's. Amyloid can begin to accumulate in the spaces between neurons as early as one's 30s, potentially affecting communication between brain cells. A new observational study shows physical activity could help slow the buildup of tau and found cognitive decline was delayed by an average of 3 years for people who walked 3,000 to 5,000 steps per day, and by 7 years in individuals who walked 5,000 to 7,500 steps per day. Snoring could be dangerous for your brain. A new study connects sleep apnea with small brain bleeds that may raise dementia risk. Researchers say the worse the apnea, the higher the likelihood of these microbleeds. Doctors are reminding patients that quality sleep is essential for brain health. If you wake up tired or your partner hears you gasping, it's time to get checked. Scientists now plan to see if treating apnea now could help prevent dementia later in life. The study was published in the journal JAMA Network Open. Up next, sports with Ariana Trausch.
It is a new day for jobs and careers, and the skills needed to compete are rapidly changing. This is why more students are choosing Lewis University. Lewis prepares you for emerging opportunities in some of the most highly sought after fields. Higher education is the most crucial investment you can make in your future. Lewis provides you with a lasting education that will launch you towards success today and strong growing careers of tomorrow. Begin an education that will pay dividends for a lifetime. Learn more at lewisu.edu.
The Ray Strong Foundation was created about 4 years ago. It came after, as a couple, we had our first child. She was born at 24 weeks. She weighed 1 pound, 12 ounces. Then she proceeded to spend another 4 months in the NICU. That was the time that she should have been growing in the womb. During the 4 months, we visited her daily, and we got to sit down with the doctors and the nurses, and the amount of medical knowledge and what they can do to make sure that your child survives is amazing. And just the experience, it was nothing we could have ever been prepared for. So emotionally, we became very tied to the micro-preemie world. And that was when we decided to create a foundation with the goal of trying to give thanks back to the NICUs, the nurses, and then also provide any sort of emotional or financial help to other families that might experience what we went through.
We've had the opportunity to host over 40 events, celebrating micro-preemies, fundraising, and bringing awareness to micro-preemies and their families. When you get a chance, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, or our website at raystrong.org. Donate, and thanks again for all the support.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Flyers, to this week's weekly weather forecast. We get into our low temperatures for around the area tonight. We head up north around Rockford. It's 48, 49 around Island Lake as well. Waukegan. We head down south to where we are. Joliet between Cicero is 52, 51 by Coal City, 48 down in Kankakee, and all the way out east in Indiana. 49 in Valparaiso, 49 in South Bend, and 47 in LaPorte. Tonight's high temperatures, same thing, go up north. It's at 58 in Rockford, 53 in Waukegan. Down by where we are, it's actually a little bit warmer, 62 in Joliet, 59 in Cicero. Down south, it is 63 in Kankakee, and all the way out east in Indiana, it is at 59. We look around our radar for the area. It looks like there is some scattered showers up north. We might get a little bit if it comes down kind of east down where we are. However, it'll only be a little bit of rain. Doesn't look like anything too severe. No red anywhere on the radar, which is great to see. Temperature changes for the area tonight. 3-degree change in Rockford, 1-degree change in Waukegan. No change down really by us, but in Indiana there was some. 5-degree change in LaPorte and a 3-degree change in South Bend. And then when we look at our 7-day outlook for around the area tonight, it is 61 and cloudy today. Tomorrow will be a little bit sunny, partly cloudy, and 63 is our high. 43 is going to be our low. We get into the weekend, it is going to be cloudy. Expect a little bit of rain on Saturday. 49 is the high on Saturday. 36 is the high on Sunday. Our first amount of snow on Monday, it's going to be 36. The temperature is going to drop, but then hopefully during the week we get a little bit more sun. 43 is going to be our high on Tuesday, and 52 is going to be our high on Wednesday. We are going to pass over with sports now to Ariana.
The Chicago Bulls pulled off a thrilling comeback win against the Philadelphia 76ers. After trailing by 20 points, the Bulls fought back in the fourth quarter behind Josh Giddey's triple-double performance. With under 10 seconds left, Nikola Vucevic nailed a corner three to give the Bulls their first lead of the night and seal the game for the Bulls. Philadelphia had one last chance, but Quentin Grimes' buzzer beater came up short. The Bulls take the game with a final score of 113-111, improving their record to a 6-1 and top of the leaderboard in the Eastern Conference. The Lewis University women's soccer team clinched a spot in the GLVC postseason tournament with a 2-0 home game win over the University of Indianapolis on Sunday. The Flyers struck early with senior Callie Sweet scoring off a corner kick assist from Tamia Rajnik in just the 4th minute. Then, right after halftime, Brianna Culver found the back of the net from an assist from Jada Harvey, doubling Lewis's lead to 2. Lewis dominated the stat sheet, outshooting UIndy 18-5. Goalkeeper Caitlin Jurkovic made 2 saves to seal the clean sheet. With the win, the Flyers finished the regular season 7-5-5 overall, earning their first postseason berth since 2023. They'll take the field again November 9th for the opening round of the GLVC Women's Soccer Championship. The Lewis University men's volleyball team has officially announced their 2026 schedule, and it's shaping up to be one of the toughest in recent years. Head coach Dan Friend and the Flyers will play 29 regular season matches, including 13 at home inside the Neil Carey Arena. 14 of the contests will be against teams ranked in last season's top 20, including powerhouse programs like Pepperdine, Hawaii, and UCLA. The Flyers opened their season on January 9th in California against Menlo and Stanford before returning home to host Roosevelt on January 12th. Then, in March, Lewis will trade the Midwest cold for some sunshine, heading to Honolulu, Hawaii, where they'll face UCLA, Hawaii, and Mount Olive over 3 days of play. Lewis brings back several All-American standouts, including Oguzhan Oguz, who ranked among the nation's leaders in kills, and Nico Paula, who led the country in total digs last season. The Flyers' first home game is set for January 12th. The Lewis University men's soccer team wrapped up its 2025 season on Sunday with a 1-0 loss to the University of Indianapolis on senior day at Lewis University. The Flyers came out strong, creating several early scoring chances and controlling the pace, but couldn't find the back of the net, sending the match into halftime tied at 0. UIndy finally broke the score in the second half with what would be the only goal of the match. Jeremiah Higgins played all 90 minutes in goal for Lewis, finishing with 1 save. The Flyers closed the season with an overall record of 5-6-7 and 4-6-4 in GLVC play. Despite the tough finish, the team showed steady progress throughout the season and looks to build that momentum heading into 2026. The LA Dodgers are once again World Series champions. They defeated the Toronto Blue Jays in an 11-inning Game 7 to secure that back-to-back title. The Blue Jays were in the lead for most of the game, but in the top of the 9th inning, Dodgers shortstop Miguel Rojas hit a solo home run. This tied the score and sent the game into extra innings. Dodgers catcher Will Smith broke the tie in the top of the 11th with a home run into right field, giving the Dodgers a 5-4 lead. In the bottom of the 11th, Toronto's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit a double, putting the Blue Jays in scoring position, but unfortunately fell short. Pitcher Yoshinobu Yamamoto was named World Series MVP after starting Game 6 and pitching relief in Game 7 for the Dodgers. The 2026 MLB season is set to begin on March 26th. That's it for sports. We'll be right back after these messages.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
It is a new day for jobs and careers, and the skills needed to compete are rapidly changing. This is why more students are choosing Lewis University. Lewis prepares you for emerging opportunities in some of the most highly sought after fields. Higher education is the most crucial investment you can make in your future. Lewis provides you with a lasting education that will launch you towards success today and strong growing careers of tomorrow. Begin an education that will pay dividends for a lifetime. Learn more at lewisu.edu.
For over 50 years, WLRA has been on air showcasing countless students. As the first all-digital college radio station, Lewis University students are given access to industry-leading equipment. Equipment that commercial stations utilize, equipment that creates, and equipment that brings radio to life.
I like WLRA because it gives me the opportunity to get experience with news broadcasting and working with radio.
Stop by De La Salle 210 or at WLRA Radio to get started on your radio career.
That's it for today's news, and as a reminder, you can always keep up with Lewis University Television Network on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and by visiting our YouTube channel. I'm Brandon Najera.
And I'm Christian Kluber. We will see you next week, and have a great night.